Hey everybody, welcome back to Midwest Marksman. I've got another RALCAM that I want to show you guys. It's a 4-cam or maybe a small pipe cam with some adjustable features. This is just an unboxing right now. I'll show you inside. You're going to have your charging cable as well as your manual. Lots of foam. It's definitely well protected. This is a nice case actually. There you have a lanyard with it, a screen wipe, and just kind of your basics. So I'll put that there. There is a QD, or a quality control, rather, a quality control card inside that as well. Here's the mechanism. It is kind of form fit, and then you're going to press these tabs to open it up. Let's take this out and connect it. Again, a very sturdy case, pretty nice. Really nice case. Good quality. Here is your control mechanism. So you have a internal piece, which I'm going to snap into play here. Make sure I get it right, like that. Very good. And this is your camera section. I've charged this already off camera. Let's go ahead and remove the directions. And when it comes to turning it on, you're going to hold for 3 seconds to power on the device. We'll give it a second to turn on. And I'm going to take the protector off the end. You can see I've already got a nice image going on there. With your cord, the cord is reinforced. This is reinforced. It's pretty firm. This is the flexible head, which is actually adjustable through this joystick. And actually, this is a really sensitive, in a good way, a really sensitive joystick. I'm impressed. This gives you a lot of direction. That is not bad. I'm surprised how far you can actually angle this. Well, that's cool. It's going to be good for looking into mechanisms, drains, or barrels, like I said. Let's go back to the controls for a second. So that is your joystick, and that's your control for the joystick. If you want to go up or zoom in, you're going to go up. It's the up button. Zoom in is the plus button right here. You have your LED adjustment. So depending on how much light you want to be casting in some areas, you can get overcast, or you can get too much light, too much luminosity if you're like in a tight space sometimes. So you might want to dim it down with this or run it back up. Then you can also go down. There's a control for down and image rotate. If you feel like you need to rotate the image, especially if you're recording it to show someone else, that's a really handy feature to have. Then you have your menu. It's very easily marked here, guys. Menu settings, you have return, and then if you hold for 2 seconds on this button, it'll take you to your album. So you can see your previously recorded pictures or video. Speaking of, you have the OK screen for working on the menu, and then you have your issue. If your screen freezes, you can press this right here, and then hold 2 seconds to get to your album as well on this side. So 2 of those places will get you to your album. Here's what I thought we would do. I've got a 338 ARC, and I just wanted to see what this barrel was going to look like by running this cam down. So I can adjust the joystick a little bit if I'm having any issue with sliding it down. I did safety check this, obviously, before doing the video. You can see a little bit of the real footage as I'm going down. I'm already seeing some copper. I'm seeing some powder fouling. Looking at chatter marks for sure. Yeah, and I can still navigate a little bit on this 338 ARC. I can still move that head around a little bit. Let's adjust light. So if I need to change light because it's blasting me out, I can do like almost none. And then quite a bit. There's kind of a more practical setting. Let's go with that one right there. I'm seeing plenty of copper residue and chatter marks in that barrel. And as I go through, I'm just looking to see if there's any cracks or stress fractures really in the barrel, anything dramatic. And there's a something. What am I looking at there? So I can move this around and get a better look at it and even change the light factor. All right, now when you're ready to start recording, that's going to be a hold of the red button underneath. So grab that red button, hold it down until you see the recording screen, like so. And the recording screen will have some red digits on there. If you want to just take a picture, just do a single click on that. But let's record, and I'll give you guys that footage full screen here. We're moving through the barrel. You can see some of that debris again. And there is kind of a ring. There's a little something there. I'm definitely seeing some chatter marks in the barrel. A little something going on there. I don't like that. And moving into the can. This is actually the entrance to the can. You can kind of get a look what's going on inside of the can in the baffles. That's pretty cool. You can see that my can is not crazy dirty. It's doing okay. This is getting a little caked on. I could probably clean that out. And out. Then back through again. Let's pull it all the way through. Pretty smooth operation, not bad. It's not going to do damage to my barrel because it's coated. And I'm not going to do damage to it because it's pretty much a straight shot running through there. And back out of the chamber. There it is. That's really not a bad camera at all. It's actually a pretty decent image, especially considering what I'm looking at here. This little stick on a string can produce really not a bad image at all. That's a nice quality. Now, if I just want to watch that, I can hold down play until it gets me to my menu with pictures and video, and I'll hit OK. And there's both audio as well as a visual. So again, anytime you need to use this, like in a professional work, maybe as a mechanic, working on drains and plumbing with short drains, or if you're trying to get into a barrel like what I'm doing right now, this actually has a lot of value for that. And as you can tell, the image is still pretty good. The audio is really quite decent considering what it is. It's just going to have a lot of passive sound built into it as the microphone gets bumped. But the controls make a lot of sense. I didn't have difficulty running this. It was pretty straightforward. I feel like even without the explanation card, you're going to figure it out really fast, and you can break it down and pack it away really well. The cord does have reinforcement. There's some smart designs here to protect it, give it longevity, and I think it's easy to charge. It's pretty quick to charge and get that SD card out of there if you have to run it to a computer, to your boss. And last feature, on the very bottom, there is a 1/4" thread. So if you needed to mount this onto a tripod, it would be very easy to get a 1/4" adapter plate for ARCA, or just run a straight 1/4" onto your tripod, and you can watch it while you're running it through, which is not a bad idea. All right, in closing up, a few rapid stats for you really quick. So this has a 5-inch screen, and it is 1280 by 720. This model is the M506, and you can do video as well as photo with rotations, has a TF card, real-time temperature display, which is very cool. In that display, depending on what you're working on, let's jump out of this menu for a second, go back. You can see I'm in Celsius right now. You can switch it over to Fahrenheit if you like. You have controls in the menu for all those boxes in the upper right, those functions and features. So that's very useful. The steering radius is about 30 millimeters. Steering angle is 4-way, which would be like 360 degrees. And the steering lifetime you're going to get out of a module like this is over 20,000 times. Very impressive that you're going to see more than 20,000 or around 20,000 out of something like this at the price point. The snake tube length is 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, customizable. That's how it's listed. And then you're looking at a lens diameter of 6.2 millimeters. And I ran this in a 33 caliber barrel just a second ago. Your depth of field is going to be 15 to 100 millimeters. That's pretty reasonable. 15 to 100 millimeters is not too bad at all. You're going to get a really nice high lumen light that is adjustable, and it is IP67 waterproof rated. So you can run it into a little bit of water in a drain and be okay. Just don't leave it there for a long time. You do have auto shutdown on this model. Also high temperature protection. So if you're running this into something that's just getting too hot and you're worried about the lens and all that kind of stuff, it actually will turn itself down. It's got a sensor in the end of that, and it's going to tell the module, turn it off. And so if you're running this into engines and that sort of thing, or blocks for your engine, this will turn down on its own. Rechargeable 3.7 volt battery, and working time is 5 hours. You can run this thing for just about ever. Pretty good for humidity and temperature as well. I'm not worried about any of those stats. It seems like a really good deal. There's a lot to it. You have a lot of standards, or you have a lot of options inside of this model. It seems like it's a step up above the old versions, especially in the quality of the actual image and the features, and I would say user interface. This was not hard to figure out how to use. You're going to understand it really well. Getting into the menu and seeing all of the different things that you can change. Like I said, mechanics, maybe gunsmiths, people who are working on drains and doing short plumbing, this has a lot of value, and there's just so many ways that I plan to use it. When it's time to take it apart, all you need to do is press in on the two tabs, left and right. I'm going to press in on that, and it's going to slip out the joystick. Be careful with this. Don't be flinging it around. You don't want to break that. And you can see where it interfaces, and then I'm going to throw it back in my case. One more time, thank you, and shout out to RALCAM for sending this out. It is what I hoped for when I was thinking that I wanted to get myself a bore cam or a bore snake cam, and I'm really happy to see that it has the features that are going to lend to the other areas where I need to use it. This is a great purchase. I think you will not be disappointed in this, and you can go ahead and check out the description for more.